Be sure to go to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. It's a good deal and it helps support the show. What is up? Planeswalkers Theoric 6 back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena. Technically, this should be the second video today. I do recognize that yesterday there wasn't a video. In like 4 days, well, I guess fewer for you, I will be back into the swing of semester, and I've been busy with meetings and emails and work and things. So hopefully that isn't going to happen too much, but that first week back is going to be a little bit of growing pains just to make sure I can get my schedule situated and still have, set aside the correct amount of time to record and things like that. But today, at technically midnight, because that's usually when I put out bonus videos, there should have been a video regarding what I think are some interesting non-rotating cores or rotation-proof cores or whatever you like to call it. Essentially, they're just going to be deck cores that most of the cards that matter for it are still going to be in rotation, and I think that they will survive rotation. So, an example like that is going to be like the elemental thing. But today, we're playing Grixis. Why are we playing Grixis? Because I want to. Because people want me to, but also because I want to. I really like playing Grixis Control, man. What can I say? Even though it's not the best, I do like playing me some Grixis Control. Now, this list went 5-0 in a standard league on MTGO by Cato 3-2s. So I just carbon copied his list. There are some things that I disagree with, which I'll talk about in a second, and there's some cards that I think are really interesting. So first things first, we'll just run really quickly through the deck because I've played Grixis so many times, I've talked about all these cards before. Search for Azcanta, very helpful card at making sure you get what you need. 3 cast downs, 3 Legion's End, a lot of early game removal. Notably, that isn't Tyrant Scorn, which I kind of disagree with. I can understand the region for running Legion's End as a sum of in the sideboard, but in the main deck I do find it a bit strange because it does only hit certain decks. Now obviously it hits some of the best decks, which are the elemental decks and the Field of the Dead decks, but the reason it hits the elemental decks is because of Nissa's lands, blah blah blah. But I don't know how justifiable it is to play these in the main deck, but for what it's worth, they did fine in my practice. 3 cast downs, I would just generally prefer Tyrant Scorn because yes, this can kill larger creatures that Tyrant Scorn can't, but Tyrant Scorn can at least bounce those creatures, and sometimes you have a legendary that you really want to deal with, Cough Cough Feather. 4 Thought Erasures, it's in the deck, shut up. 2 Angrath Rampage, I still think this is an okay removal spell. I will say, the main thing I don't like about this deck as is the lack of instant speed things. And that might sound strange, but when we're rolling with Legion's End, Angrath Rampage, Cry, and Ritual of Soot, it just feels like very, very few things are actually instant. And I think actually technically the only things are Bedevil and cast downs. And I already said that cast downs, in my opinion, aren't the greatest. So there were some situations where I felt like it wasn't going to go well because there were sorceries, but it turns out it's been okay, so I can't really deny the power, the efficacy. We've got 4 Narsets. Narset just draws you cards, which is fantastic, and in this format, denying your opponent's draw is decent. 3 Crab the Carnarium, which, along with 2 Ritual Soot, makes me feel like there's more removal in this deck than I would expect. That said, I've not had really any issues against other control decks, right? I felt like I didn't have enough threats when I just copied this deck in, and it has been fine so far. That said, we'll see. Now that the recording is on, we'll see if my good luck maintains, but decent amount of removal regardless. 3 Bedevils. I kind of would like this to be at 4 as opposed to something else, one of these Cries or Legion's End or something. But Bedevil just gets rid of the things that you want, other than enchantments, which, sucks your Asmar. 3 Nicol Bolas the Ravagers, just value incarnate, enters, makes him discard, can flip, does cool things, it's a good card. And of course, 4 Nicol Bolas Dragon God. He just gets to do all the things of any of the Planeswalkers that have been on the battlefield. This has come in handy. I've been able to utilize Chandra's +2 ability, which not even to get to -8 faster, because Nicol Bolas immediately died because I knew about a removal spell they had in their hand. I just wanted to make sure they burned, and they did. And of course, 2 Sharons. Sharon is fantastic. I understand that Elemental still runs around, however, I didn't have to deal with that today, and even if you do have to deal with some elementals, she can still -X to kill individual ones, usually the most pesky ones, Risen Reeves, or maybe an Omnath, or just a random animated land created by Nissa, but mostly she's fantastic because of the fact that she can't be countered, and you plus do enforce your opponent to burn. This is the mana base. We are running 1 Temple of Epiphany, interestingly. But for the rest of that, it seems like a pretty normal mana base. We do have a Dismal Backwater as well. And of course for the sideboard, we're running 2 Disfigures, gotta deal with that early aggression from the Vampire decks. 2 Duress, gotta maintain parity with our control opponents. 2 Negates, same thing. 3 Blood Suns, you gotta fight the Field of the Dead decks. Technically those are still, I believe, the top decks. Just running to standard real quick. Yeah, Bant Scapeshift is still the most played and successful deck, so you definitely have to run some Blood Suns. 2 Chandra, Acolyte of Flame. I'm not entirely sure where this comes in. I've put it in against other control decks because I had plenty of cards to remove. You know, Legion's End, to an extent, Cast Down, Cries, and Rituals all can come out. And I've just put her in because, one, being able to -2 and get an extra Thought Erasure or an extra Bedevil is decent, but also you can just, you know, make harassing 1/1s. 2 Onward Egos. This card is real strong in best of 3, all I gotta say. And 2 Enter the God Eternals. If we're going against big things that we want to gain some life from and remove larger creatures, that's what we do. Now, I did play a few practice games, technically a couple. Well, there are 4 games. I played 2 matches. Alright, it's fine. The first one against Sultai Flash, I was on the draw, and I won. Then the second game, I was on the draw, and I won again. Now, this Sultai Flash deck seemed a little bit different in that it played bad lands, I think. I felt that their mana base was too greedy. They played more temples than I've seen in other Sultai Flash decks. And it seemed that they played less blue sources than they should have. In both games, like, in the first game, they did have a reasonable amount of blue sources, but I felt that the amount of black that they had was excessive. You know, it did seem... in the first game, it didn't seem to harass them at all. It didn't seem to be a problem. However, in that second game, Sultai Flash did seem to be restricted on how much blue they had, and I think I was able to capitalize on that tempo loss from them, only being able to play one of their multiple blue cards in hand per turn. Also, I felt that my opponent didn't mulligan very well. It seemed like they were a little bit wary on mulliganing. So that first game, I think they mulled and were stuck on 4 for a few turns. I'll keep this. Oh, yeah, this is actually fine because I have a swamp. Okay. Yeah, so I can swamp and Thought Erasure. Technically, I could Drowned Catacomb into Thought Erasure, but there isn't a huge reason for me not to just play the swamp. We would be able to drown into a drowned Narset, so that should be fine. Opponent on black of some sort as well. Let's see, what kind is it? Vamps. No, it's Mardu Knights? Well, we'll get confirmation here soon. Legion's End luckily does take care of this. Okay, it's Rakdos something. I'll keep the Cry, because it does deal with Knights. Huh. Duress? Okay, I assume you're going to take the Narset? Yeah, because the Narset's like something I could play next turn. Although, it wouldn't even be that good of a play, right? Like, yeah, I don't know. Kind of strange. That said, do I want to just Legion's End here? Legion's End is very restrictive because it has to be CMC 2 or less, so I think I am just going to see events tapped and Legion's End this, just get it out of my face. And I just have to do 2 more turns of whatever until I get Bolas. Yeah, the Sultai Flash player did seem a little bit hesitant to mulligan. I mulliganed down to 5, I think, in one of those games, and they didn't mulligan, and I think my hand was just better than theirs was. I will play the Dragonskull Summit because there's not really a reason not to. We have a good old-fashioned Bedevil here to be able to murder anything that they... My opponent is trolling me. Cavalier of Night. They're playing a Rakdos Knight deck. Do I Bedevil this? I think so. Because Legion's End exiled. So, I mean, if I Bedevil this here, then that means I can plus with Dragon God. So I think that's fine. Alternatively, I could have kept the Bedevil and just minused on the Bolas, but I like Bolas being able to minus later on. Double cast down, yeah. Very unfortunate for my opponent. They're playing like Rakdos Knights mid-range. All right, so I'm glad I went with that route. Yep. Oh, Sharon. So I think what I'm going to do is play out the Sharon -2 on this, which exiles it, which means it doesn't get what it wants. But first, I'll go ahead and plus. Yeah, I would rather draw right now than get a extra Sharon emblem.
I will return.
Interesting.
One day, witness a mote
My opponent
of my
wanted
power.
what's in their hands.
Ever see a volcano erupt in person? You're about to.
Chandra, you're not a volcano.
Bye-bye!
Okay. And the second match was against Grixis Control. Once again, I was on the draw, and I won. And then game 2, I mulliganed to 5 again, was on the draw again, and won again. So this matchup is odd because I didn't get to see a ton of what they're playing. But I do think that Disfigure is probably fine. There's no way they're Mardu. I would assume that they have more creatures than that. Don't think I need negates. I don't think I need Duress either. Sharon might be okay. ETGE might be okay. Legion's End, I guess, is fine. Also, I think Cry is better than Ritual here. No, maybe I chuck a Narset for a Chandra. I don't think I need Unward Ego. I'm willing to bet they have Chandra in that deck. Big Chandra, not for Chandra. But is that worth it? I don't think so. If I get more information from losing this game, then I can reevaluate my sideboard at that moment. But I think for this, that what I've chosen here is fine. Did I? Delicious, nice and cold, nice and crisp. The Grixis Control player. Gosh, I don't even remember much about that game. I know in the first game I was able to flip an Azcanta, and they weren't. But I don't even think the Azcanta played a role. I think I just used my Planeswalkers well. And then in game 2, when I mulliganed to 5, my opponent, once again, just like the Sultai player, they kept a worse hand. I think they mulliganed to 6, but then refused to mulligan down to 5. Of course, they didn't know I was going to mulligan down to 5 because they were going first, so they had to decide first. Sure, this is fine. And I think I'm going to turn 1, have Blood Crypt untapped. That's interesting. Yeah, I think I'm fine with doing this. It allows me to disfigure something if I need to. But, you know, we'll see. Nope, that's fine. And let's see. Something on 3. So, Krenko's, Legion War Boss, those are both things that I can just kill with a disfigure. So I think I'm safe to just play this tapped. I do want to be able to get up to 4 mana just so I can Bolas, but other than that, I do have plenty of stuff going on. Wow, this is not a good look for them, not having anything, and I don't need to commit to the board yet. I can wait for my opponent. Now, obviously, I would like to get something here. I don't think that my opponent should be doing this. For what it's worth, missing that land drop here is bad. But, you know, kept a 3-lander in a 26 lands. 26 lands? I'm pretty sure it's 26 lands. Yeah, and a 26 land deck is not the greatest. I do think I'll drop the Cry. And you could be saying, Theorix, why aren't you playing Narset? I'm not playing Narset because my opponent is obviously waiting. My opponent's a troll. Same basic land arts, you monsters. War Boss, that is disfigured. Okay, that's gonna get disfigured. This is gonna get cast down. Well, since it gets disfigured, it has -1 damage, so it's not gonna do anything to me. Lol. And I got my land, so I can go ahead and pay 2. Play a Bolas here. Now I have some sort of blocking creature, just in case they do play something annoying. Force a discard here. Lightning Strike, interesting. So I guess it's just some sort of strange Rakdos mid-range deck. Alright, so they have a War Boss. Looks like they probably have a kill spell in Bolas. Or not. I'm not going to block that because I don't want my Bolas to get killed by a Lightning Strike. And I can easily just Bedevil this. So it doesn't become too much of a hassle. And I think I'll just attack them. Yeah, I'll just attack. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. I have another Bedevil, so I can deal with something. Chandra would be actually pretty unfortunate. Hold the invasion. I assume they're going to get rid of my Bedevil. I have 2 Narsets. That just doesn't seem correct to me. Reasonable. So I'm definitely going to Legion's End here. I just don't know what I'm going to end.
Just the trick for this.
Well, now I have Cast Down. Do I want to Cast Down or do I want another Bedevil? I think I want to Cast Down because if I don't draw land, then I want to be able to Cast Down and Bedevil in the same turn. Having up double removal is nice. Now, I do show them that I have a Legion's End, but that's fine. And what I really want to do, then reveals their hand. I want to see what's in their hand. And I think I'm going to Legion's End the Goblin. Now, my opponent could cast down their own Goblin here to save the other information in their hand. Oh, okay. So they have a cast down. So they could Narset, but I don't care. And now I know that they don't have a way to kill my Bolas, so I'm fine just sitting back. I also know I'm not going to flip my Bolas anytime soon because of the Elder Spell. I don't want to. Duress, alright, you get to take one of them. Sure. Seems fine. Alright. And they let me just get more value. I can thought. Oh, heck yeah, bud. Take this. Thought erase my opponent. Get rid of the Elder Spell. Drowned Catacombs. I mean, there's definitely an argument to be made. Nah. And I think at this point I'm fine with Narset dying. I don't expect them to be drawing cards in their black-red deck. And I have them on a decent clock here. 4 turns, so should be fine. In turn. I feel like I didn't finish talking about the Grixis Control matchup. But it doesn't matter, I won. Okay. I have a new desk now. Me and my cohort all have been moved to a different building because we're doing a lot of renovations in the main psychology building. Well, the psychology department is. Cool. So we've been moved, which is fine. At first I was a little annoyed because I was like, I have to go from TAing a class in the building to going all the way over there. It's not that far, and our office is dope. It's like it's our little enclosed space. We can we're at the end of the hall. We can have music or whatever, as long as it's not super loud because it's still an academic building. But yeah, no, it's gonna be awesome. So I'm actually really excited for this semester. I'll be TAing a lab course, which is the first time I'll be actually teaching. So I'm pretty excited. Han Solo Vino. Don't know what that means, but okay. God, this tastes like... So, for those of you who don't know, I drink water with flavors mixed in because I'm lame and I really like the taste of, fruit. This tastes like fucking candy. It's a blackberry lemonade. I mean, this seems fine. Turn 1 tapped. Hold up on turn 2. If nothing happens on turn 2, I might prefer to play Backwater hold up cast down on turn 2. into Bolas on 4. Regardless, I mean, obviously this is a keep. We're just kind of... I like to walk through, like, turns ahead. And something that I think everyone should keep in mind is... And I've said this before, and I'm pretty sure it was on a Grixis video, because whenever I'm playing Grixis, I always talk about, like, actual, like, how to play the game. When you see your opening hand, you should ask yourself, is there a possibility of winning with just these cards? Right? Is there a way for me to set up the game or get enough value or whatever to win with just these cards? And obviously for this one, there is. I have a protection card, advantage card, and an actual beater. If I didn't have a beater, and instead it was another land, I might say, well, I have a card that can potentially draw me cards, but I don't know for certain. You know, you never know how many cards are going to be drawing in a game, so you really want to look into the future from your opening hand and say, is this... I mean, like, it seems obvious, like, is this hand good? But you really have to evaluate it. We're going to get Sultai, not Flash, Sultai Mid, alright. And so here we are just going to hold up Cast Down. Well, obviously we can hold up Cast Down, but the fact that we got another Drowned Catacomb is nice. It means we can still play Bolas on curve, if we want. So here, if they play a good old Explorer creature, I just murder their Wild Growth Walker. Come on, do it. Play a J-Light Ranger, you punk. Die! So the question is, do I play Narset next turn? Oh, this is a Yark deck. I would like them to get rid of that. Oh my gosh, thank you. You fool, you had no idea that I'm actually playing a Bolas. So yeah, I will go and play Narset here. She's going to die immediately, which is fine.
I know 88 ways. Keep an open mind.
Is there a reason for me to keep Legion's End? Like, no, and this is like the card, the one card that I think in the main deck should be changed. If I had to change anything, just because of how restrictive it is. Do I want? I think I'll just take an additional Bolas. You know, it's hard to go wrong with more Bolas. So next turn we play Drowned Catacomb into Bolas, and then the next turn we might play Watery Grave into Bolas. Well, I do wish I kept the Legion's End now. But Narset dies here, very obviously. Curses! How could I have been so blind?
You are a mighty warrior.
How could I have ever been so blind? Something, something, something nation. So we could erase here. No, I'll go with the Ravager. Now, for what it's worth, if my opponent does have a Hostage Taker in hand and they play it on my Ravager, they're not going to have the mana to cast it, so I could then play my Dragon God, killing their Hostage Taker, getting back my Ravager, and dealing some additional splash damage on their hand. Let's see what they discard here. Hydrocrisis. Alright, so this is just a good old-fashioned Sultai Mid value deck. Let's see what they have. Do they have an additional Explorer creature for their Wild Growth Walker? They got 5 mana. Is it a Yark? It's a Nissa. Yikery yikes. Although, for what it's worth, I can just murder Nissa with my Bolas. Which I will be doing. They don't have good attacks here at all. Oh, and another Dragon God? Don't mind if I do. So I think I will just kill this Nissa here. There's pretty much no reason not to. Obviously, my opponent can attack me to kill my Bolas, but they're going to lose a creature as well, and that is just a 2-for-1 for me. I mean, it's a something for something. I don't, because Bolas the Ravager's involved. It's a lot of stuff. But regardless, next turn I can backwater into my other Dragon God. If my Ravager ends up dying, then I could even like if Ravager dies and I draw a land, then I can do my other Ravager plus a Thought Erasure. Yada yada yada. A lot of interesting things can happen with the value I have in my hand. So I will say, I actually really like talking about the game a lot, but I never know if it's boring, because it's like all technical, jargony talk. But, you know, being someone who's studying, it's like, oh, what is this?
fall.
I'm gonna erase some thoughts here. That's what I thought they had. Like, I didn't want to say anything earlier, but that's what I thought they had. And it seems strange to me, but sure. I'm just gonna hold my cast down. I don't need to attack just yet. Obviously, my opponent being able to top deck Command the Dreadhorde is something I need to be wary of. I should be fine. Yeah, let me know if you guys are fine with me being a little bit more analytical. Technically, less jokes. I still try to make some here and there, har and thar. Sometimes I can't though. Now, what do I have in here? So I'm actually. Oh, you know what? That was dumb. I should have kept that on top. Yeah, I should have just kept that on top because I would have drawn that. Yeah, you know, it's whatever. I'm gonna kill this, and the reason I'm gonna do this is because if I draw land, I can attack. All right, I was gonna say I can attack and then murderify his walker. So I definitely do this. The question is, do I plus or do I minus? I think I plus because I don't care about this card. Cool, got a Steam Vents. So next turn I can flip this. I can put my... I can put the Fang down, flip it, and reverse it. Don't think I should say my in front of that word, but, you know. That is an interesting decision. Because I doubt my opponent has haste other than Nissa, and Nissa doesn't kill that. Okay, cool. So we know we're going up against just Sultai, rampy, value-y type nonsense. So very obviously, Unworthy Ego immediately coming in. Legion's End. Like, it's hard, right? Because obviously they have Nissa, they have Wadgrowth Walker. I guess they also, you know what, they have Hydrochris as well. I think Legion's End is fine in this matchup. Cry the Carnarium, nah. Ritual of Soot, yes. Cry the Carnarium, no. Let's see. So I could... So Narset probably isn't terribly... Well, no. I was going to say Narset probably isn't terribly strong, but Hydrochrasis. Negate is nice. Duress is nice. Is there anything that I think I should cut out? Cut out. Not really. An argument could be made for Chandra, but I think I would disagree with that argument. Would I? I'm going to drop a Chandra. Now the question is, do I bring in 2 negates or do I bring in 2 duress? I think I would rather have negates because duress requires them to have a card that I want to discard in their hand already, and negate allows me to hold it until I need it. So I think this is what I'm going to do. Once again, having won game 1, it means that if in game 2 something goes awry, we can modify justly, thusly. That moment when the music is gone. There we go. Where have all the cowboys gone? I just randomly thought of a Blink 180s 2. 180s 2. Oh my goodness me. Look, I've had meetings today, alright? Shut up. I just recalled Blink 182's opening to I Miss You. I mean, it's such a meme because they're just like, where are you? And I'm so sorry. It's so good. Come on, opponent. Didn't you shoot first? Shouldn't you have already picked your hand because you got the Kessel run in some number of seconds? Like, I don't fucking know. Some number of parsecs? 17? 13? 14? I don't know. I haven't watched fucking... Was that A New Hope? Look, I don't know. Okay. Star Wars, good. I don't care that much. Just waiting on the world to change. there anything interesting going on in Arena News? Not really. Wizards oh, hello. No. The reason I'm getting rid of Narset here is because I value Unmoored Ego a slightly bit more. Because I can just get rid of problems. Whereas Nissa can probably just die immediately to a Wild Growth Walker. Right. I'm kind of evaluating it in the worst case scenario. And the worst case scenario is they have a turn 2 creature and a turn 3 creature. Technically, I think the worst case scenario is Thought Erasure. Well, that says no Thought Erasure, so that's pretty good. And we play this event here. Just give us access to red in case we need it. So once again, this opponent did not mulligan at all. So, you know, if they're stuck on mana or something like that, then we know why. They are taking a long time to decide what exactly they would like to do here. Oh, I should mention, like, I missed a day, so the like streak is still a thing. The video from, oh god, what day is it? It's Friday today, which means it's Saturday for you. Which means you didn't have a video Friday, but you did have a video Thursday. So the video on Thursday still had enough likes at the time that I would have usually recorded, because that's what I do. It's not 24 hours after or whatever. It's by the time I record next. Here's a Wild Growth Walker. Also Duress. I assume that's going to take a Thought Erasure. Doesn't make sense to take anything else. Now I could hold up this cast down. Yeah, you know, that's fine. And keep the cast down threatened. I can take 2 damage to Unmoored Ego on my turn. So Duress was unfortunate. I would have preferred a Wild Growth Walker, obviously, because being able to take something larger in their hand is better. Question is, of course, what do I name first with Unmoored Ego? Do I name Nissa or Hydrocrisis or Command? And for me, it's going to be Command. And the reason for this is pretty simple. Commands can win the game out of nowhere, whereas Hydrocrisis and Nissa still require them to slowly build up the board. Whereas if they resolve a Command the Dread Horde, I'm almost certainly just dead because of the amount of value they'll have from both my deck and theirs. So I don't know if my opponent is on a choppy connection or there's being a bit of a debag, but I'm a full 5 minutes faster than them. Oh, well, that is unfortunate. There goes the Unmoored Ego. So I think they may have kept a 2-land hand with just double Duress. That is interesting. So they did keep a 2-land hand, but I'm actually going to Thought Erasure here. Interesting. So they can play this, but I mean, they're kind of fuggled because of the mana situation. Wow, I don't care about this hand at all. And I think I might name Hydrocrisis because of this hand. I think I drop Bedevil? Bedevil is actually fine because it allows me to kill annoying monster card. So if they don't, even if they draw land here, the best they have is Wild Growth Walker. But I'm hoping they don't draw land. Like, they took a risk in keeping Forest, Woodland Cemetery, Duress. I would not have kept that hand. It seems like a good idea, but it's not for this exact reason, right? Let's say their hand was also, you know, it's Forest, Woodland, Duress. That gives them 3 other cards. Let's say, give them the benefit of the doubt, Wild Growth Walker, Hydrocrisis, and Shifting Ceratops, right? That's still not a good hand. So I do this, and I'm... Yeah, that's fine. I think I am going to just name Grixis. Is that... I don't know if that does anything for them. My Bedevil can kill this. I'm really not worried about it. It's possible Nissa is the correct choice here. It's difficult. I think I'm going to go with Nissa. Because I do think that she is a bit more of a threat. So there's only 3, but now we're going to go ahead and look through their deck. Yeah, shut up. Trophy. Oh, wow. They took out their Commander Jet Hordes. Right? I'm not blind. That's interesting. Okay. So, I will say, I am in a relatively bad position because of the fact that I don't have any gas. But my opponent, also not in a great position. So yeah, they're like, they could play Grixis for 1, but that's pretty trash. I assume they're going to play Ceratops. Sure. I have a Bedevil. And I got another land. I will just Bedevil this now. Grixis for 2. A little bit more unfortunate because they can actually draw a card from that, but it's better than something else. So we did get rid of their ability to top deck Anissa. They luckily don't have any commands, because that would have sucked for me to name. Now I think that the worst thing for us is just the Hydro Grixis, because they gain so much value. So if we can take care of those and we, start drawing actual cards and things, then we should be totally fine here. I mean, even drawing a Ritual of Soot is okay if they end up playing a Hydro Grixis. No Jailer Ranger. Once again, that still works. My plan. Elder Spell does nothing here. I have no cards in hand. I don't think they should keep that. They decided to keep it. That is interesting. But I do know about it, so. And now we might lose from just not having gas. And of course, that sucks. We did mulligan. Did we roll a 5? Kept this. And 2 lands. No, I mulliganed to 5, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a Hydro Grixis. I wouldn't be surprised that we didn't. Okay. Really need one of them Ritual of Soots, please. Papa Bless. Give me some Papa Bless in the chat. Just draw what you need. Oh my god, yes. So I know that they have this. So the question is, like, do I minus to kill this, or do I just plus? And I think the correct answer is plus, because I need to just draw more, and blowing up their 1/1 doesn't mean much to me. They have a negate! How dare you! I mean, for what it's worth, that's fine. I was gonna have to deal with the negate anyway. Honestly, they should just play their hash sticker now. Please let me draw some cards. I am down to 9, and 9 is not where I'd like to be. Opponent has instant speed card. So my opponent has an Assassin's Trophy. That or a cast down. I think they still have cast downs. Or a contempt. Okay, so my opponent could have a number of things, but Assassin's Trophy, Duress, yeah, have fun. One of the reasons I kept the card in my hand is to force them to use something like that. So yeah, it could have Trophy, Cast Down, or Contempt, I think is what I saw in their list. I will say, one thing that does bother me is that we can't look at our sideboards, like, while we're in the game. Cool. I have a good old-fashioned Bedevil. So just in case I need to fire this thing off, I can. But we can't look at our sideboards during the game. And I think that there should be a way to do this. Because in the official tournament rules, you can, at any point, literally at any point, look at your sideboard. The information you have access to is what is in your sideboard. So I really wish there was some, like, little pop-out, like, even just, like, up here, right? There's, like, a little tab. It's, like, pull down until you highlight the deck, and then the tab pulls up, and then you click the tab, and, like, right over here, where this stuff comes up, it's literally just a list of the cards in your sideboard with, like, the mana. It's just name, mana cost. You don't even have to give us the text information, because obviously we know what the card is if it's in our deck, if it's in our sideboard, right? So I really think that should be added before release. That is something that I doubt is going to be added, because I don't think Wizards gives a crap. Yeah, I'll go again. I don't need to flood here. 4, 8. It's 8 out of 16, so 50% of our cards have been lands? Jeez. That suckles. I mean, I can keep taking one for a little bit. My opponent really should play Hostage Taker and then cast their Watery Grave. Because it turns it into a 2-turn clock instead of a 5-turn clock or whatever it is. Really, dude? Oh, why? That's so frustrating. I mean, luckily they haven't drawn anything either. But knowing that a creature of mine is going to get immediately destroyed by this, and a Planeswalker would be immediately destroyed by this, kind of sucks that I keep drawing lands. Just 9 out of 17, yeah. Yeah, so more than half has been lands. Yeah, I'll take it again. I mean, luckily I don't have to deal with Nissa's, but... You know, them getting another Hydro Crisis, for example, is garbage. Oh, come on, don't. Okay. I'll take a Thought Erasure. I'll take a removal, like a different removal spell. I'm playing Narset. Because Narset gets me something. Unless it gets countered, of course. But I don't think they have a counter. Based on when priority has been handled, I don't think they have a counter spell.
I train every day. No
but Narset's very helpful because she replaces it.
Meditate and prepare.
The next 4 cards were lands. Bruh. Well, at the very least, those 4 cards are gone now. But holy crap. Dude, just attack Narset. Just attack Narset, dude. My opponent should kill Narset with the Elder Spell and attack me. They should not just attack Narset. I would like them to attack just Narset, because then I can use Narset. I don't give a fuck about her ability. All right, well, looks like Narset's biting the dust. Because there's no way they let me keep my Narset. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be foolish to keep it.
My mind needs a rest.
Can I draw a Planeswalker, a removal spell, something that's negate? Fuck you. I mean, negate is kind of helpful. Like, I cannot bedevil this because this card is stronger. And you might be saying, Clearix, you're insane. No, if I kill this, this gets played and my clock is faster. It is literally, because my opponent refuses to play a Hostage Taker, which they should play it this turn, because my opponent refuses to play Hostage Taker, I'm better off doing this. Are they going to cast Hostage Taker? They cast a Lenore Elf. Fuck you. I will take a board wipe. Give me something. Why do you hate me? Are you for real? There were 4 lands that I put to the bottom. And I've still had 10 lands out of the top 20. Still, 50% of my lands. I'm going to 1, motherfucker. I hate everything. Now, you might be saying that if I had just cast that earlier, then I would have taken less damage. Not true. Fuck off! I have a negate, which does nothing. Oh, right, I get to... Yeah, I was right, they have Assassin's Trophy. Man, I'm so good at this game, just knowing what my opponents have, even though I keep getting fucked. So they should play Hostage Taker here, and then I have to draw removal for it. Oh, they don't even need to. Just play Jade Lightweighter. Fuck off. So what they should do is they should play Hostage Taker and exile the Jade Ranger. Thank you. Finally, my opponent is smart. I don't think there's anything that can be back from this game. I just drew way too many lands. My opponent kept an objectively bad hand, and I'm gonna lose because I flooded out so hard. Oh god, it's already 45 minutes. Ugh, awkward. All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces. And I find it kind of funny. I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. Mad world. Fuck off, deck. Holy shit. You suck and I hate you. Honestly, I would rather have Mini Chandra, because Mini Chandra can buy me back shit than Big Chandra. Fuck off. I mean, Azcanta Eternals is possibly a consideration. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, I'm going first. I'm going first. I can't wait to have to mulligan to 5 again. I mulled to 5. My opponent kept a trash hand. And I still flood. Keeps. Easy keeps. That's E with 2 Z's. Mulligan. I would like you to mulligan to 5. You might notice that my eyes are wonky. It's because I'm looking past the screen. But technically, I think I was looking like here. So apparently, some people can't just adjust the focus of their eyes. But like, I can just like move my focus back and forth. There's obviously a limit. But I know Abigail can't. She like just can't choose to focus in front of. So like looking at this, I'm looking in front of it. I'm looking behind it. In front, behind. Right? Like, I can do that? I don't know how infrequent that is. Lionel Elf, how dare you? I could kill that, but instead I'd rather Thought Erasure. I have Ritual of Soot to clean shit up. So we have Negate, Tamio. I think I'm gonna hit that Negate. Yeah, I'll take it. Next turn, I think I might just Rampage this Elf. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that's fine. Watery Grave, Rampage the Elf. Do I? That's interesting. Get rid of. Get rid of. Oh my god, keep it. Oh, keep it. You not smart person. Darn. Fine. So what I'm going to do is just play this tapped. And pass turn. I'll take a lump here. But if my opponent plays, like, land Tamio, then I can Angrath Rampage the Tamio. And then I have Ritual of Soot to just clean up the rest of the board. But my opponent is leaning at that Limmer Elf. So, like, if my opponent has no land here, and I can just go into a Ritual of Soot with my opponent having nothing else in play, then I should be fine. Interesting. So that makes me think they have a land. Okay. They play the Tamio, that's fine. And what do they put back?
Have a storied battle worth retelling.
They're gonna get Watery Walker back to hand. No, okay.
To the library.
You're gonna get Nissa? No, they wanted Nissa. They did not get Nissa. So I am going to just go ahead and Rampage down the Tamio. I should have used Ritual of Soot this turn. I'm sure many of you were screaming at me. At least I didn't cast the Angrath Rampage. The unfortunate bit does mean that, I fucked it up. I needed to Ritual of Soot here, and then I would have been able to Bolas kill her. Oh, gosh, why? That one misplay might cost me the entire game. Damn. When you lose a game too because of flooding, you really can't afford to make mistakes like that. Okay, well, it's not over till the fat lady sings. So, fuck the Sulfur Falls, it needs to go over there, because I do need to play my Dragonskull Summit if I want to play Bolas. I will allow Bolas to just bite the dust. She might get a negate here, actually. Yeah, I misplayed so hard. Fuck. Yep, Duress, they take my ritual. Fuck. That one misplay. Yep. I think the best line for me would be cast down this. I mean, my opponent, I guess, would have used Duress to hit my Bolas instead of Ritual, but I wouldn't have this. I'd still be at 16. If I Nicol Bolas just to kill her, that isn't really great for me. Because my opponent has stuff. I think I do just want to cast down Lenor Elf. And then just pass the turn. Fuck. Let's be a lesson to you. Don't play lands until you know you're gonna not need the lands. Oh my god, my opponent's down to 8 minutes? I might be able to win this because of time. I take those. But look at this. My opponent, 8:42. I'm at 10 more minutes. 11 more minutes. My opponent has been incredibly slow. Looking for another Duress. Interesting. Watery Grave? Sure. Ow. Okay, so I can at least play Temple. I have to kill Tamio.
Spark will be mine.
Yeah, I have to kill Tamio.
Our time together is
Once again, I've been very lucky. No. That my opponent has not had a great hands, but I've been so... Oh, that one misplay. Oh, so bad. I guess maybe it helped in the long run because I had Bolas to actually kill Tamio, but I'm down to 7, right? If my opponent plays a Daylight Ranger, I'm down to 1. And as of the moment, I can only force them to sack 1 creature. And if that were the case, they'd have 3. So they know about Angrath Rampage, so honestly, they could probably just play, I mean, I'm fudged. They attack, so they should kill Bolas with Wild Growth Walker, hit me for 4. And then I had, like, have to top deck, let's see. So, I could top deck 3-mana Nissa, or 3-mana Chandra, and she would be able to help me. No, because she has a CMC requirement. Fuck. Bro, please. Yes. Eat it. I take those. You gonna assassin surf my Bolas? Wrong.
Your defiance is infuriating.
Dude, we take those.
Of a time smarted you eons.
Dude, fuck. Yeah, dude. Finally some damn comeuppance. Bruh. Play Narset, -2 that motherfucker.
If you wish to surrender, put thoughtfulness before action.
Yes, she's cost 3 or less. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take this still. Because she still gets Thought Erasures, Cast Downs, whatever we need. I can also flip my Bolas next one. Ugh. Bruh. Wow. I told him, don't you ever come around here. Don't wanna see your face, you better disappear. The fire's in the ice and the woods aren't really clear, so beat it. But you wanna be bad, just beat it. Ugh.
I must train
Oh. Take your fucking garbage ass crisis. I don't even care. The vindication. Never punished. I mean, hour-long video of, I think, just 2 matches. I think it was what? What the fuck was the first match? Rakdos mid-range, that's what it was. Ah, darn. I'm 1 mana off. Maybe instead, let's see. 3, 2, 2, 3, 2. So I can Bedevil. I kind of want a Thought Erasure as well, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to... No. I'm going to Chandra. Going to -2 the Chandra. Going to cast down this.
Remember this one?
And I'm going to pass the turn. So now, if my opponent plays something I really don't like, I can Bedevil it. Papa bless. Never didn't have it come at me, boy. Oh, I just love playing Bolas. I hope you enjoyed the commentary. Because it's a little bit more, you know, dry and methodical. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. It was more dry and bionicle. It was more dry and Professor McGonagall. It was more dry and moronical. But like, you can see how much I enjoy playing Bolas Control. I don't know why. I don't know why. But I just like playing it. It's fun. It's fucking fun, dude. I'd like to thank my lovely patrons. I have so many, but I've had to move some over. I really do appreciate you guys. It allows for extra justification to make sure I can actually, you know, keep taking time away from my studies to actually provide content. But I would like to thank them, especially Salamander, Zin, Rexel, Croft, and Furry God, for the continued support. If you'd like to join them and supporting the channel in any way, links to that will be in the description down below, or you just press that join button, become a channel member, like the folks in the middle. In the description, you'll also find links to my Discord server where you chat and play games. You can ask me dumb questions that I'll answer on air, because that's fun. I really like that level of engagement. And my Aetherp account, where I host all my deck lists, including this one. And although this deck is not technically mine, once again, this is done by a user, a MitGo user named Cato222. I couldn't tell from the Goldfish website if he had like an actual streaming thing or anything like that. If I do find anything out about that, I'll be sure to put that in the description as well, but I don't think so. I think it was just a make-go grinder. But I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, go and tap that like button, add subscription to your mana pool, cast a comment in the comment section down below, pass the turn and the vid to some of your friends, and of course, until next time, I will be one.